welcome to this presentation on recovering a deleted policy on Impact versions 6.1.1 and 7.1. My name is Ramsey Adam and I'm a Level 2 engineer with IBM. After viewing this presentation, you should be able to determine if a policy has been deleted, how to temporarily recover the deleted policy so that it can be added back into Impact. Please note the process we'll be using to recover a deleted policy is done via version control, or SVN, which is the default control manager Impact uses. Keep in mind that manual manipulation of one's SVN could cause irreparable damage to your Impact server, so it's always prudent to back up your Impact server before actually issuing any SVN commands which involve updates. I'll be going over this during the course of this presentation. Deleting a policy is generally only done via the GUI. The name of the policy I'm deleting for this presentation is called a new policy. Let's say yourself or a colleague accidentally deletes a policy despite being prompted to confirm the deletion. It's pretty obvious that not only will the policy be gone from the GUI, but a look at your backend in the Impact Home policy directory, you'll also see that the policy has been removed. At this point, we've confirmed that our deleted policy is nowhere to be found. And assuming that we've made no backups recently of this policy, our only likely assumption is that it's lost. However, thanks to SVN, recovering a deleted policy is once again possible. It's important that you start from the Impact Home policy directory to output the version control history of policies, which include policy updates, modifications, additions, and deletions. Issue a verbose SVN log command against the server instance's policy list file, which resides in the Impact Home etc directory. Note that the directory path to my SVN directory is related to the platform on which Impact is installed on. In this case, Linux is included in the path. As you can see, the output is quite large and will require you to scroll back and search for removed entries to actually verify a policy has been deleted or removed. So by grepping for the word removed in our SVN verbose log command, we can quickly see all those policies which have been deleted, past or present. And here we see my policy called a new policy. At this point, it would be best to actually stop the Impact server and back it up before proceeding any further. I see that my Impact server process is running here, so I issue the stop commands to stop both the Impact server and the GUI server. Now, I see that the processes have stopped, and I'm going to back up my entire Impact Home directory, which in my case is called Netcool 7.1. I'll just tar up the entire thing. Once that's done, I'm ready to go ahead and proceed with the recovery of my deleted Impact policy. Again, we know that it's been removed, so I'll use a more to see exactly where my a new policy was removed. You'll need to note the revision number just before the removed revision number, which in this case is R2331. Be sure you're back in the Impact Home policy directory before issuing the following SVN commands. I'll go ahead and issue the SVN update command using the -R for revision and the revision number. In my case, it's 2331, and finally the actual policy name. Your policy name needs to include the Impact server instance underscore policy name followed by either a .ipl or .js extension. In my case, I know my policy is a .ipl. As you can see, the A attribute means that it was added back into my Impact Home policy directory. Unfortunately, we're not done here, because restarting your Impact server at this point does not mean your policy will reappear on your GUI. What you'll want to do next is to make a copy of this IPL file and place it into a different directory. Be sure to keep the original reinstated policy copy in the Impact Home policy directory. In my case, I'm copying it into my TMP directory that's in my Impact Home, and I can verify that it's indeed there. So now that I've got a copy of my deleted policy in a location that I know is safe and accessible, I can continue on. I will need to finish up with the proper SVN update command so as to delete the temporary reapplied policy file again. After issuing the update command, you'll see the policy gets deleted as noted by the D attribute. Next, you'll issue an SVN commit command, and I use the -M option to be able to include a message of my choosing. At this point, we can see that the policy has actually been removed from the Impact Home policy directory. So we can go ahead and restart the Impact and UI servers. I can now recreate a new policy using the contents of the policy that I copied into my temporary directory. I can copy and paste its contents into the new policy edit window and use the same policy name called a new policy. I will save it, and it's back on my GUI server and ready to be used. An alternative option is to upload the policy via the GUI. If the IPL file has been placed into a local directory which is on the exact same machine where the browser is running, you can find the IPL file and load it up that way. Of course, I'm hitting the cancel because I've already created this policy using the copy and paste method. That's all that needs to be done in order to recover from a deleted policy. So in review, after stopping and backing up your Impact server, you can determine where the policy was deleted by issuing the log verbose command against your policy list file that's in your Impact Home etc directory. Next, with the server down, you can revive or reinstate the policy which was deleted using SVN commands to determine the exact revision number just prior to the policy being removed. At that point, you should be able to copy the revived policy so that you can later recreate or re-upload it. Next, be sure to then issue the SVN update and commit commands to properly clear off that temporarily revived policy. Finally, restart your Impact server, and using the Impact policy editor via the GUI, you can recreate or re-upload your once deleted policy. Thank you all for watching this presentation, and hopefully you find it helpful.